Hey guys, Brian here from the Really Useful Thailand channel. In today's video I'm going to give you a little Thailand Islands review. You know Thailand, it's famous for its islands. You've got the famous ones like Koh Chang, Phuket, but you probably didn't know that there are 1,430 islands. Now obviously we can't cover them all in this video, but I'm going to cover 5 lesser visited islands that you must try and get to while you're in Thailand. Okay guys, so welcome back. It's Brian again from the Really Useful Thailand channel, and this is your Thailand's island review. I'm going to be giving you a rundown of 3 islands that you must visit and why, and you're going to want to stick around because after I've taken you through the 3 islands, I'm going to give you a little accommodation tip that you don't want to miss. And don't forget, if you've got any questions or you think that I've not included something special, then please let me know in the comments below. Okay guys, so first up is Koh Chang. Now this island's often overlooked compared to its neighbour islands of Koh Chang and Koh Samui, so it tends to be a little bit quieter, but this amazes me because, you know, there's just something about Koh Chang that makes it so special. It's pretty easy to get there by boat from either Koh Samui, which takes around 2 hours, or Chumpon, which is on the mainland, and that takes about 1.5 hours. The best way to get there is to fly directly to Chumpon airport and then take a transfer to the island. Now if you want more detailed transport options, you can check out some of my other videos. So Koh Chang's tiny, it's only about 7 kilometres from tip to toe and then 2 kilometres the other way. Pretty much everything on the island's in the same part of the coast, so when you arrive on the ferry it's the same side as that. Now the other side of the island's split into really small bays which are accessible by road. The roads are all replaced about 2-3 years ago, so they're in really good condition. It's easy to walk around Koh Chang, but obviously it can get very hot, so the best option is renting a scooter, and if you know Thailand you'll know this is not very difficult to do. You know, it's world famous for scuba diving, and before the pandemic there was something like 60 dive schools, and there's over 30 dive sites dotted around the island too. Competition makes the diving really affordable, and it's definitely something you should consider doing if you're going there. Alright, so Cyree Beach is the main area of the island, and you know, dotted along the beach road you're going to find resorts, restaurants and nightlife. Most of the population on the island are the expat diving community, so you know, there's some really good western options for food as well, along with the kind of usual Thai food that you get. I think Koh Chang is one of the best places in Thailand for different food options, and you know, you're never going to have to travel far for some good western food as well. Okay, so it's not only scuba diving it's got though. The island's a huge granite rock, so it's quite mountainous, and that means that there's rock climbing options and great hikes to viewpoints as well. If you're not that adventurous, don't worry, the beaches in Koh Chang are absolutely beautiful, and there are some really nice cocktail bars you can hang out, especially at sunset time, because Cyree Beach faces west, so the sunsets are amazing. Alright guys, so the second one I want to mention is Koh Chang. Now this is a pretty small island that's only about 10 kilometres from one side to the other. It's located to its bigger island sister called Koh Chang. Now you can get there by transferring through Trat, which is a regional airport, or you can take a minibus from Bangkok. With either of these options you'll need to jump on a speedboat at the Koh Chang Pier. There's various speedboat operators that run all throughout the day, so you're never going to be waiting more than 30 minutes, and you don't really need to pre-book. Koh Chang's relatively underdeveloped compared to many of the other islands in Thailand. In fact, it's only got about 24 resorts, and most of the other accommodation is little beach bungalows. Now they've got a real focus on ecotourism, so don't expect any big chain restaurants like McDonald's or Starbucks, but you know, that's the real charm it has. You're going to find incredible food though. There's loads and loads of great Thai and European options. The island is quite desert island like, and it's completely different to Koh Chang, which is really mountainous. Koh Chang's quite flat, so it's easy to get around, but it doesn't have any public transport, so unless you want to hire a taxi, your best bet is a bicycle, which fits with the ecotourism vibe. Now, there are a bunch of psychopaths, but be careful on the roads because some of them aren't in the best condition, so just go slow. The best thing about Koh Chang is just its laid back vibe, so check this one out for a real relaxing break. There's tons of water sports options too, but jet skis are banned, so expect a nice peaceful paddleboard or kayak experience. And like Koh Chang, you've also got some scuba diving options too. Okay, so last on the list of Thailand's islands that's off the beaten track and you must visit is Koh Lipe. It's the island that's furthest south, it's really close to the Malaysian border. It's also a really small island, in fact so small that you can't even rent a motorbike, but you can get a taxi boat to take you anywhere on the island for 50 baht. Now you can get there by transiting through Hat Yai, and you can get to Hat Yai by flying or taking the overnight train from Bangkok. Getting to Koh Lipe from Hat Yai takes about 90 minutes and you'll get there by bus and speedboat. It's located in a national park, so you're going to need to pay an entrance fee of 200 baht and that's going to be good for your whole stay. The beaches in Koh Lipe are absolutely stunning, the water's crystal clear and it's also famous for scuba diving as well, although only between October to March. Outside of these times the water's going to be murky and the sea's rough. Now aside from that, it's an island, so snorkeling or paddleboarding are also big on the island. Koh Lipe's got a very chilled out vibe, so don't be expecting huge parties. It's more of a kind of live music and a beach bar kind of place, so definitely check it out. Alright, so earlier on in the video I mentioned that I was going to give you guys a little accommodation tip, and that is to book once you get there. You can pick up a little bungalow on the beach for like 500 baht a night, and a lot of the times these are not on your usual booking websites, so that means that there's always availability. As always, if you think I should have mentioned any other islands, or you have any questions or comments of the ones that I did mention, then drop them below in the comments. But aside from that, that's it from my Thailand Islands review. In my next video, I'm going to be chatting to you about weather and where to go in Thailand at certain times of the year to get the best out of it. I'm also going to tell you one place that you can visit that hardly ever gets rain because of its geography, so look out for that one and I'll see you in the next video.